Welcome to Hustle Radio, a podcast about the New York hustle mentality centered in the e-commerce industry, the official podcast of the Ecom Cooperative. Introducing your hosts, Frank Acosta and David Dayon.
What's going on, Frank?
What's up, man?
Episode 28 of New York Hustle Radio today.
Wow, man. When are we hitting that 30, man? When we hit that 30, we got to celebrate.
30 after 29, Frank.
I hear you. Makes sense.
We are joined by an amazing guest today.
I'm excited
Amy
about
Gies.
this.
Yes, she is amazing. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of amazing things. We're going to be talking about building your brand off of Amazon.
Yes,
We're going to mention some exciting things that are coming up. And without further ado, let's bring on Amy. Bring her in, Frank.
I got this. Boom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, but I guess you know now.
We're
Baby,
Yeah.
I took a half and she took the whole thing. Slow down.
Yo,
A little more of a laid-back start today. How
I
we
like
doing?
it. I like it a lot.
what's up, Amy?
Hey, you guys. Thank you so much for having me on the show today. I'm excited to hang out with you.
For sure. I was going to say your last name, but I was like, I might say it wrong. I might pronounce it wrong.
But that's part of the fun, Frank.
No, I wasn't doing it with this one.
Yeah. Well, it's Weiss. And it's funny because people like to add an I to it or something or an
That's what I was
extra
gonna do.
S. But it's just, I think like we learned double E's. We learned how to spell like bees and trees in like first grade. So
Yeah.
don't overthink it. You got
I
it.
hear you.
So,
First of all, I
thank
have to address it. It says amazing at home. Talk to me about that because it's catching my attention. And this podcast, we just bring stuff up, right? So right next to you, amazing at home. Talk to me a little bit about it.
So Amazing at Home is my consulting and marketing firm. It got its name Amazing at Home because I started consulting out of nowhere. Like I started as a copywriter on Fiverr, writing people's Amazon listings.
On Fiverr?
On Fiverr, right. And
it.
I would turn around, I'm, kind of a nerd when it comes to SEO and copy, and I would turn really saturated products into just sellouts, right? Like they would completely sell out of these products, and then these people would come back to me and they would say, "Can I consult with you?" And I was like, "I don't do that, but okay." So then I needed a website because I didn't want to keep paying all the high Fiverr fees, right? So I had this domain name, Amazing at Home, and it was going to be a YouTube vlog about people doing cool things at home. And I just grabbed it and I built the website over the weekend, started consulting. It grew so fast. And now here we are today. That was 2017 when I did that. Here we are today in 2022, January of 2022. And Amazing at Home became something really, really cool. And it's cool because the people that we help are e-commerce entrepreneurs, private label brand owners, and most of them actually are at home. So it worked out.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But that's where it came from. It was just like a random domain in my collection.
I know it came from that. I build names as part of what we do in my agency, and I knew that was how the name came up. So I just wanted to hear it from you before I started making stuff up. So I just love it, man. Sometimes we overthink things, and it's just there, right? It's just very simple, and it grows to be something bigger than you expected. So I love it. It's just great. Everything about it is great. So we have an interesting topic that David came up with, and it's building your brands outside of Amazon. I could touch this subject a lot. I call myself not an Amazon agency, so but I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it. And David, why you came up with this title, is that a thing now where like you're on Amazon and you want to build outside of Amazon?
Well, I think it's always been a thing, right? But people get kind of stuck, especially those of us who get started on Amazon, right? So we we get started, we think about our customer avatar. And when we're working on our first product, we think about our customer avatar. We probably set up a website, we get our trademark, we're designing our packaging, we're trying to, and we might be keeping things kind of light because this is our first product, right? And we're trying to kind of DIY a lot of things. We're not sure if all this is going to work out yet. So we set up our Facebook page and our Instagram page and maybe our Pinterest, and we do a website, and then we launch our product on Amazon. And then we get busy with Amazon. Yep. And the rest of this stuff over here, this is what I call the vicious cycle of getting stuck and paying for ads for the rest of forever, because you never built this thing over here. You were focused so much on the Amazon side because that's where your sales were coming from. So you get busy with Amazon, and then you go to launch your second product and you're like, oh man, I can't go back to my website or my social media because I don't even know what's going on over there. I haven't even touched it, and I really wish I had an audience. I guess I'm just going to pay for ads and launch it on Amazon. And you get stuck in this cycle, right? This vicious, what I call the vicious cycle of a private label brand, an Amazon private label brand, right? Where you just never have the opportunity or take the opportunity to build your brand off of Amazon. And the reason most of us fail miserably at that is not only because we get busy on Amazon selling things, but also because we fail to ever complete a funnel off of Amazon. Yep. So we're just posting about our products and expecting people to skip the awareness and interest and desire stage before they take action, right? We're just, I'm going to post about my products on my Instagram and nobody's buying. Well, yeah, that's because on Amazon, they haven't skipped the funnel. They already have the interest and awareness and the desire to buy from 86% of Americans are Prime members. Okay. So you can't just skip that off of Amazon. You have to build that, and we're not building it. So that's why it's not happening for us. So now, I'm taking the time now to not only build my own brands off of Amazon, but help others to do the same, to complete that funnel and to have a nice foundation set up so that they can have some good funnels going. And when they launch the next product, they can put it through some funnels and they can have a little bit more of an audience to sell.
So Amy, I want to unpack some of that because you gave us a lot of great,
me too.
There's a lot of great stuff there. So first of all, I know you have your own brand or brands, I think, and I want to talk about that, but I want to make a differentiation from something you said. Frank asked an odd question to you. You're like, it's always been a thing. I want to give a little context there. I feel like the demographic that myself and Frank have are brands who existed outside of Amazon and then are entering Amazon. A lot. Speaking for myself, and I'm pretty sure Frank, you can say the same. Yeah. You're working with brands who don't have an Amazon presence, and you're bringing them into Amazon, and or brands that have an Amazon presence and some sort of a wholesale presence, but they don't have real branding. A lot of the people that we're working with just don't have branding. Like they never needed it and they never did it. The world of commerce changed so much that you can't really succeed without that branding. And I find it very interesting, Amy, coming from your end of things. I think maybe I correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe you have at least more private label sellers who started on Amazon and live only on Amazon. And it's a very interesting approach to hear your point of view as opposed to our point of view. And ultimately, obviously, branding off of Amazon is extremely important, whoever you are. But coming from that approach, it's
and I've experienced the same. I've worked with a lot of brands that want to get on Amazon, right? And they don't know how to brand for competition on Amazon, right? So, they're like, well, I want to sell my commodity product that I've been selling over here in this little boutique or whatever, or my mall kiosk, and I want to sell that on Amazon. Like I saw something on YouTube about how I could make money on Amazon. And I look at their brand and I'm like, Amazon private labelers are going to eat your lunch, man. Like you can't go on Amazon with branding that bad, So but at the same time, the folks who are really good at the branding side, there's a difference between branding and building your brand, right? Like completing a funnel, having a following, connecting with your audience, right? Engaging with an audience, having an audience at all. All of us Amazon sellers, we do pretty decent at branding because we have to, because there's so much competition, right? But then when it comes to like having to use somebody else's customers or our own besides Amazon's, we're lost. We're like, I don't know, on Amazon, they just buy it. And then we come over here to Facebook or Instagram or our own website and we're like, how do I get them to just do what they do on Amazon? Just buy the thing, you know?
Yeah, so true, so true. And I see it so often where it's like, all right, let's hire a developer, build our Shopify, and then they go months without a purchase, right? Because it's like what you said, it's two different beasts, right? And I always tell people, when they ask me, you're an Amazon agency? I'm a pre-everything agency, right? Whereas like you really need to know how to build a brand these days. Years ago, if you were the first one to sell a pocket knife on Amazon, you made millions. It's just the reality, right? Now with so many more people, so many more users, so many more sellers, the competition just breaks everything down, and only the ones that truly survive are the ones that have a brand established. And I've seen it over and over again where these whales, as we call them, they're very comfortable in their position. They're very comfortable with what they have on Amazon. And they're like, no, we're the number one in the industry. Nobody's going to take over. Then, you see this new brand that's up to date, that sells your product, but it looks better. The packaging is better. Their listing optimization is better. Their A+ is better. And little by little, you see their rankings coming up, right? And I've seen this happen to a good customer of mine where he's like, no, I don't need it. I only need 2 pictures. I'm selling good. No, I have 50,000 ratings. Nobody's going to catch up. And little by little, these people that are focused on their branding and focused on quality.
External traffic ranks you 3 to 1 over on Amazon only. So when you have a brand that comes in and knows what they're doing with brand, like that's the scary competitor. The one that comes in and they have an audience off of Amazon that they can call upon at any time for any launch, and they know how to run diverse traffic to Amazon from off of Amazon, they're gonna kick your butt, because the Amazon algorithm goes, oh, wow, they're sending us traffic. We want that other 15% of Americans to become Prime members. So yeah, we're going to rank you. It's a beautiful thing. So
true, man. I didn't even see it that way. It's true. It's like we want to convert them to Prime members, right? And it's like they see, it's crazy how it's happening, and it's happening over and over again. David, I don't know. We have Nir with us. He made a cool statement. He said, I totally agree with going out of Amazon. Basically the same thing, different set of rules, but not really. Yeah, definitely different set of rules. And I would say, like, I think that a lot of people, Amy, are scared because they feel like the work that it takes to build that, we know that is a lot, but we also know that it's doable, right?
I think that's the thing. I decided to do this this Build Your Brand off Amazon course at during the first quarter of Q1 of the year of 2022, and it's 12 classes and each one is an hour. And I'm like, okay, we're just taking baby steps. So like our first class was this week, and it was on Monday, and we learned how to actually look at your customer insights, right? How do you look at your insights? Like, who is your customer? Who's buying from you? We went over how to look at your demographics of who's buying from you on Amazon, how to look at who visits your website. A lot of people don't even have the Facebook Pixel or Google Analytics set up. Both of those things are very free tools, and you can find out who's actually visiting your website. So that's what we covered first, because that's the foundation, understanding not only who your current visitor is, but then also we did a competitive analysis and a target market analysis. But I made my own kind of custom versions of those, because I'm sure you guys are familiar with how large an actual target market analysis is. That could take a long time. That could take like a month of data to really pull together. So I made kind of a short list, because we already have a lot of data as Amazon sellers. So I made my own version of like, how can we do a quick competitive analysis so that we can identify the things that we do differently and better than our competitors, and also what our competitors are doing off of Amazon and where we can take advantage of that. So we did that, and then we did our target market analysis. So understanding who are our customers and what do they want, what are their needs, and how are we presenting ourselves to them, as well as where are we currently at with our insights? Like, who's currently following us? Do we have no followers? Do we have like 100 people on our email list? And then where do we want that to be, right? So that was like step one. But then what we're going to do every week is just build on that a little bit at a time. And my argument is that really the reason we haven't succeeded off of Amazon is, like you said, Frank, it takes too long. Like, it's too much work, and we're busy on Amazon. That's where most of our sales are coming from. But if we can just complete a little bit at a time and finish an actual funnel, like build a foundation off of Amazon, then every time we launch a new product, that insert leads to that funnel, right? So not only are we driving traffic to our brands from our products sold on Amazon, but we know what to do and how to engage an audience off of Amazon in a way that's operationalized and scalable. So it's just about taking the time. It doesn't have to be impossible. And I think a lot of people just lack the steps, right? They go, okay, let me learn Facebook ads, right? But that's not actually the answer. The answer is, who is your customer and what are they talking about? And what do you want to talk about with them? How do you want to engage them and get them into a funnel that you built so that you don't have to every day try to figure it out? You do that research ahead of time. You build that funnel, you bring them into that funnel, and then you put it on autopilot. And every time you launch a new product, you bring it into that funnel and you get it going. So that's the thing.
So I have to ask you, Amy, because I understand this because I work close to the same space. So I understand those funnels. A lot of these people have no idea what the heck we're talking about. I know for a fact. They're like, here are all the funnels. You want to explain like two or maybe three of those main funnels, which are the ones that are being used right now that you're seeing it successfully happening to brands that are on Amazon?
So it's funny that you mentioned that, because when I was at Amazon Powwow, I talked about external traffic and the different sources of traffic that you can use, and I explained how Google ads are very bottom of funnel, and I was talking about the funnel the whole time, and I had a couple of people come up to me at the end of my presentation. They're like, "It's really great. What's a funnel?" So, that's great that they're asking that question. And it's really good to understand that some people don't know that, right? They just launched their products, they're just doing their best, and they don't actually understand how the buyer's thought process works. So a funnel, a sales funnel, is just the process that a customer goes through on their way to making a purchasing decision. So at the top of the funnel, we have awareness, right? And that's where they learn that your brand actually exists. Like, oh, okay, I think I've seen that logo before. Oh, Creative%. What's that? Okay, cool. Right? That's brand awareness. And then, this is where they just kind of know. They've like seen you around, right? And I think I've seen that, right? And then you have, right after brand awareness, then you have interest. This is where they maybe click on your page. Maybe they want to go look and read a little bit more about what you do. Or maybe they saw a blog post or something that you did that was interesting. Or maybe they're watching New York Hustle Radio right now, right? That's interest. Like, oh, this is cool. What are these guys doing? They're drinking on the air, right? Cheers, right? Anyway, so that's interest, right? We can't ask customers to buy from us in that part of the funnel. When they just see us, they just see our brand. If Frank was trying to sell me something and I'd never really heard of him, and he's trying to, and I'm in brand awareness where I don't even know he exists, I'm probably not going to buy. I'm not in that part of the funnel. So then, when Frank has that really interesting blog post or that interesting show teaching me how to build my brand off of Amazon, now I'm interested. And I'm like, oh man, Frank said something that just really resonates with me. I think I'm actually going to reach out to them. And that's when you've reached the action part of the funnel where they're engaging with you. Or like Nir just did, he just left us a message and said, yeah, I'm here. I'm in this conversation. Nir is in the action part of the funnel, right? the desire. And then when we get down to the very bottom of the funnel, that's where we say it's very bottom of funnel, like Google ads. People go on Google. We say Google ads are bottom of funnel because people go on Google to research something to buy. So they're ready to take action. When they go on Amazon, they're bottom of funnel. They're ready to buy. When you go on Amazon and you search for what you want, you're in action mode. You're not looking for brand awareness. Like, you're in action mode. You're ready to buy that product. You're looking for the most reviews. You're looking for the lowest price. You're looking for the best branding. You're going home with whatever that is that you want to buy today. So that's what a funnel is. And any time that we want customers to buy from our brand off of Amazon, on Amazon, remember, they're already through the funnel. They're ready to go. Anytime we want customers to buy our products, we have to take them through that funnel. They have to get to know us. They have to take interest in us. They have to engage with us, and they have to know, like, and trust us. And then they're going to actually buy from us. They're actually going to go, oh yeah, I like them. They're cool. I'm going to give my money, right? Yeah. So that's what a funnel is all about. And it doesn't have to be click funnels. You can create all kinds of different funnels. There's so many different ways to get people to know about your brand, like your brand, trust your brand, engage with your brand, and eventually buy from your brand. But what a lot of brand owners are doing is they're just posting their product and going, you want it? It's on sale. And that's why a lot of times on Facebook or Insta, unless you're giving it away, you're not going to get any action taken because they don't know you and they don't trust you. And so they're just going to look for that same product on Amazon where they know they can return it. They know they can somewhat trust the reviews as compared to your Shopify store where you might have made those up. Yeah. They know they can return it. They know that there's customer support, right? Off of Amazon, you need to build all that in. And that comes with engaging with an audience.
For sure.
So Amy, you have about 15 years plus experience selling on Amazon. You were a private label seller yourself. So this course that you're offering, is this the first time you're doing a course like this? I know you offer courses all the time, but is this the first time you're doing this specific course, or have you done it in the past?
Yeah. So I have like a 60-hour, I'm a little bit of a nerdy teacher. I teach about everything, but my private label course is called Concept to Launch, right? And I do cover like website setup and funnels, and I teach like the basics of these things because I think they're so important. You know, this is like business 101, right? And if you can be successful in building your brand, period, like, and understanding your customer and really understanding how you brand and how you market, you can be successful anywhere, not just on Amazon, right? So that's what all of my courses are based on. They're all based on, like, yes, Amazon is a sales channel, and it's really great because we skip the funnel, right? We can ask customers to take action over here, but we still got to compete. We got to know how to compete, right? But then everything else that I teach is always like not Amazon agnostic, because I really want you to understand that if you can really build a successful brand, you can sell on any channel. I want you to be able to sell in retail. I want you to have that blue ocean brand. I want you to serve a customer and serve a niche, right? So yeah, this is my first time teaching this particular class, but I do cover a lot of these principles and a lot of the other stuff that I do.
Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, it seems like the branding off Amazon is more of a, I want to say, intermediate. You just mentioned the intro, which I want to say is maybe for beginners. I'm curious because I personally think this is needed the most. Do you offer an advanced course, something that's like beyond, maybe building a brand off Amazon is advanced. I could be wrong on that, but I'm just curious if you have like levels. Do you even look at it like that? Do you just say anyone that wants to come?
The way that I look at that is advanced is usually covered on during consulting, right? Because and I'm sure that any agency that helps with Shopify or builds, you know, like there's a few like Shopify agencies, right, that'll help you with your Shopify store and help you build funnels, and they only take certain clientele, right? Because if you skip all the foundation, all that has to get set up, right? And you can't just expect to like make massive sales on Shopify tomorrow if you have no Google Analytics setup, no pixel.
Longer building process. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what this is focused on, because most of my clientele, most of the people that are in the Amazing at Home community, in the e-commerce community, they haven't done much with their brand off of Amazon. They may be very successful on Amazon, or maybe they're just beginning to start selling on Amazon and they want to set up their brand right the first time. I mean, it's not that they're not setting it up right. It's that they never finished setting it up because you get busy on Amazon, right? So the only time that I cover advanced things is during coaching calls. So like if somebody books a consulting call with me and they're like, oh man, I already have these ads set up and I'm good to go, but I don't understand why I'm not making any sales, right? Then I would address something like that, because every funnel that you build, every action that you take when it comes to marketing and sales is going to be a very specific situation. It's very hard to teach a mass advanced techniques, because not every brand is going to be on Shopify. Not every brand's customers are going to be on Facebook. Not every, we really have to pay attention to who are our customers and how do we serve them and how do we engage with them. And so like teaching an advanced class, we would have to focus on only one platform. We would have to be like, okay, we're going to do an advanced class for people who have Shopify stores and do Facebook ads. You know what I mean? So that would really have to be like that.
The nature of the courses you're giving are more like like you said, when you get to that level and you're just at that high caliber, you need customization. I agree with 100%. You need to just look at all the pieces you have and make the best decision. And it makes sense that, you give them a taste with the courses, and then you want more. You gotta join as a client. It's a great funnel in itself.
Where can people reach out to you?
Yes.
Your website, your social.
Yeah, amazingathome.com is the easiest way. And then
such a good domain.
Yeah, and we're all over. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn as Amazing at Home. Hey Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
I was just on Ryan's show this week, and we were talking about, and this is really interesting, you guys. I just started on Amazon Live as an influencer.
What?
Are you guys ever doing Amazon Lives?
So I had one customer.
Frank doesn't stop talking about it. So
I had one customer that I did a big production for. It's going to be used next month. But we did it like in a production house. So it was like car products. So we had to get a car. We had to get a model. But I know, Amy, outside of this podcast, reach out to me. I know people that are looking for that, like heavy. And I think it's just the new thing, man. I tell everybody, Amazon's like real estate, right? Use every piece of it.
Yeah.
Whatever, tomorrow, if they allow you to put 2 videos, go and do 2 videos. Like whatever Amazon allows you to do, you don't want to be the one brand on the block that doesn't have that, right? So if influencer marketing is a thing, all your competitors are doing it, is like, makes no sense to do it, right? It's very simple, man. Follow the yellow brick road, I say. Like just whatever Amazon allows you to do, take it, right? Don't even question it. Obviously, if you can afford a high listing optimization or an expensive video, find a cheaper source and then graduate to it, right? So the thing is, have video. I had a customer today where it's like, listen, I'm just starting. I don't have the budget for your type of video, and I was like, listen, just get any video going. Get it animated, go to Fiverr, whatever, and just have a video, because Amazon allows you to have a video. So use up all the real estate that it allows you to.
I use this, of course, my photographer makes really great videos. We do photography at Amazing at Home as well, and copywriting, but we're not the cheapest on the block, and we're not the most expensive. But either way, like when I need a quick video for a product, or I need like a quick video ad, I go to Fiverr. There's this lady from Thailand. I give her like what I want in the slides and everything. And it's like $40. And she puts music in there. She did this one for my cat toys, these new cat toys that I launched. And she put like all this nice stock video of cats in there, and really, I mean, it's $40. But at least you have that video, you're good, and then once you get selling on that product, then you need to double down on it. You need to get an even better video, get that going. And with the Amazon Live influencers, there's no reason. So you as a brand on Amazon can set up a live channel. As long as you're a registered brand, you don't have to go to an influencer. You can literally go live today. You can download the Amazon Live Creator. You can log in with your Seller Central account, and you can click the Go Live button. Like we could go live right now on my brand channel, right? So you don't have to do that. So if you just want to make an unboxing video, you can do that. Like, why not, right? And I know some people, they don't want to put themselves out there, and that's fine, you know, but then there's also, if you go to amazon.com/live, there's all these influencers, and they can actually upload shoppable videos to your pages like Frank is talking about, right? And so what I will challenge all the Amazon sellers to do is go to your listings on mobile and on desktop and scroll down by the reviews and you'll see a bunch of videos there, and a bunch of them are not for your products.
yeah, there you go. Very well said. Very well said. And, you know, it's just being current with what you have, right? I believe that if you want to build a real brand, I always tell my customers this, your customers deserve that, right? Your customers deserve that video. I love it when I see these people like, oh, I love my customers and I'm doing everything for it. And then like their listing is crap, excuse my language. And it's like, how much do you really care about your customers, right? Obviously, we're all in business. Everybody needs to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to build a brand that cares, you need to show up. You need to show up with everything that you have and everything that's available to give to your customers, man.
You know, as a copywriter and SEO nerd, it makes me so sad when I see people come to me after usually people come to me after they're not making any sales, right? They'll come to me and go, Amy, I'm not making any sales. What should I do, right? And I see that their listing doesn't have any SEO in it, right? They think it's optimized, but the thing that always surprises me is how haven't they typed their own search terms into Amazon? How haven't they taken their own customer journey to their product, right? If you ever wonder why you're not making sales, be the customer for a second. Search yourself for your, don't search for your brand. No one's searching for your brand, right? Search for whatever your main keywords are. And if you can't find yourself past page 2, you got problems, right? So, I mean, that's the thing is a lot of people don't realize. They're like, I don't know what to do. I'm paying for all of this pay-per-click advertising. I don't understand what to do. And a lot of times, like I was on a client call one day, and I'll just use that example. This client was selling a dog bowl, a very specific type of dog bowl. And she was just wondering, like, should I continue selling this? It's selling okay, but I don't know. And I said, well, what's the market potential? Let's find the closest product to it and the medium or long tail keyword, and let's see what that seller is doing, right? Like, are they selling? In this other seller that was even close to her design, which her design was way better. Like, it's a way better product, right? They were doing like triple what she was doing. And I was like, I know you can steal their sales. I know you can. You have a better product, better branding, but you're not on page 1 for this medium tail keyword that perfectly describes your product. And so I looked and saw that in her title, she didn't have that keyword intact, that keyword phrase intact. We made that one change to her title right then on the call, brought her right back up to page 1, and she tripled her sales overnight. So that's the thing. Like, those kinds of things are the things that like are just, Frank, we're talking about, yeah, you should have all the videos, you should have all the things, but who cares? If you're going to spend all that money on all that stuff, but you don't get the basics right, you can't get in front of the customer so they can even make a decision to buy from you. If they can't find you, they can't buy from you. So we've got to get in front of the customer. And I think people just get like bogged down in the data, and they're over here on like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout or whatever.
Yeah.
I got all these keywords. They look good. Okay, but where are you actually on the page? Like, go be the customer for a second, right? So I think that, and if you don't have, like, if you've got a medium tail keyword that you'd like to be on page 1 for, and that medium tail keyword is not intact, exactly like that in your title, it's gonna be hard.
Don't expect the rank.
Exactly.
So we talked about the course, Amy, and you also mentioned that you mentioned it in passing. You're like the amazing at home community. And I wanted to talk a little bit about communities. Are you familiar with the Amazon Nonstop community?
No.
So we had a comment earlier from Nir Rave, and he runs the Amazon Nonstop community. It is an amazing community. And I figured while we were here, might as well make a good old-fashioned introduction.
Oh my
What's
God.
up, Nir?
What's up, Nir?
Hey, Amy. How are you?
So Nir runs a full-service agency as well, based in Israel. He's very, very involved in the community. And part of what we do here, I mean, I can't say this is the first time I made an introduction on a live podcast, but why not, you know?
Yeah.
No, we have friends in common. We basically, I think this is the first time we're speaking, but I think we have so many friends in common. So
yes, Nir and I run in the same circles and support each other on a lot of different avenues. So it's awesome to.
We happen to have had a comment from Ryan as well today, right? And I know you were just on Ryan's podcast, and Ryan is another shared friend that we all have. What's up, Ryan?
Sorry.
Yo, I love Ryan, man. Just come to all our podcasts, man. I'm gonna just start sending you all our links.
I appear. It's like
Frank, he's busy with his own podcast. All right.
No, I'm gonna tell you something, Ryan. I officially making a rule that you can just show up to our podcast. Just show up without letting us know. Just whatever's going on.
You're the official co-host now, Ryan.
Just hack StreamYard and just
I have nothing else I'm doing, so it's fine. No, guys, I was saying this, like SNL, if you have someone who appears more than 5 times, you need a jacket. Like a cool jacket, like a 5-timers club. That's what you need. Okay. I established that on my podcast, so Amy's working her way up there for sure.
I am. This is 2, so we gotta do a follow-up. I want 5 now. You're giving away jackets? I gotta be on there 5 times. Let's do it.
I've set the precedence, so I have to.
You're giving jackets, so I'm coming tomorrow.
Just have Nir and I on at the same time.
Yeah,
we're coming together. We will share jackets. No problem.
Amy, it was good content as always. I was listening the whole time, just taking
Ryan,
notes.
Let's talk about the fact that she's traveling to Mexico.
Yes,
I'm super. I think it's
not fair. It's not fair.
When they say months planning,
about Mexico?
I was gonna say Mexico. Let's talk about Mexico because I've been told months of planning. I can't imagine how long this took to plan and put in place.
And it seems to be really good thing.
Yeah, it's not just been months of planning. Like last year, I started planning. Like it was like 2020, the end of 2020. I started researching sourcing from other countries besides China, right? Because you guys may know or may not know, I have a China trip. So, we would go to China twice a year during Canton Fair. And I was always curious, like Megla Bardwaj, she has the India sourcing trip, and I wanted to go to India. I had that plan. And then Christina Erdemskaya and I had a plan to go to Taiwan, teach people how to source from Taiwan. I've had people on my show to talk about sourcing from like Vietnam, all sorts of Pakistan, all sorts of different countries. And it's just fascinating to me. Manufacturing and product development is so fascinating to me. I'm a total factory nerd. If you take me to a factory, I'm just going to steal the owner all day. And we're just going to walk around and just get nerdy about all the things because I love it. So for me, like that's what really just gets me excited. I love taking people into factories. I love teaching them how to communicate with manufacturers. I love product development and bringing new products to market. So when we are no longer able to go to China right now, right? And Mexico is so close by. I had a few clients sourcing from Mexico. I've met other people who are sourcing from Mexico and Latin America. Met Tim Jordan, who's sourcing from Guatemala for years. I met a nice friend, Isaac, who ran the Crocs factory in Colombia and Mexico. So it's like, wow, there's so much happening in Latin America and in Mexico, and why not? Right? Why not? So the opportunity presented itself, and we are taking the first ever sourcing trip to Mexico for e-com sellers. It's so exciting for us. We're also hosting a trade show there so that we can start bringing some of these manufacturers to you. But the thing about Mexico that people need to realize is that it's not China. So people always come to me and they're like, Amy, can you help me find this or this or this from Mexico? And it's like, okay, well, first, before you go trying to source from Mexico or trying to search Alibaba for something on, in Mexico, which you won't find a lot, by the way, you really have to understand, before you source from any country outside of China, you really have to understand the culture and how business works there, because you're not going to get very far, right? So that's where we're starting. We're starting with just this groundbreaking trip to help people understand the basics. Like, how does business even work? How does manufacturing even work? Can I get small batches? What kinds of things can I source from Mexico, from Latin America, from, did you know Brazil has like a crazy amount of electronics?
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy. I love it. So I'm just excited that in the e-commerce community has just like, man, they're all 100% behind us. So I get to go with Tim Jordan, Norm Farrar, and we're going to, just have this amazing trip. And I hope that all of you, if you want to go on this trip, I hope you guys will join us. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I opened my day. I saw a post of the three of you having a smile flying to Mexico. Now I want... It's evening in here, so I said, okay, I'll have a normal night and I'll drink some wine, and then they will say, okay, Nir, jump in.
I'm officially.
What is going on this day?
I'm officially waiting for this podcast to for us to finish, to call David and say, yo, are we going to Mexico or not?
Yeah, you should.
I'm seconds away from calling him. I was about to call
Frank,
him.
you know what is really good about that?
This guy always
shipping.
Man.
What's going on, people? What's going on?
Oh my gosh! What is happening? Speaking of the Mexico trip, one of our sponsors right here.
I'm so excited. You guys have no idea. Yo, you guys coming to Mexico, Frank and David? What's going on there, Ryan?
David, Gatito's even in Mexican soup, bro. He don't chill. He has no chill, bro.
I actually have to go to Mexico. I got invited to a wedding. I think it's an all expenses paid, and I'm going to try to see if they coincide.
Bring him as sponsors. Bring him as sponsors. Why not?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm wow, man. I didn't know Gatito was sponsoring. It makes it even more exciting.
Frank, just assume Gatito is always sponsoring.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, for sure.
I'll put it this way: when it's good and it's probably useful and valuable, we'll be very happy to help out. Let's put it this way.
Love it. When is it, Amy? Let the public know, man. What are the dates?
So it's 3 events combined into one, right? So we are from April 2nd through the 10th, and starting the 2nd through the 7th is going to be the Mexico sourcing trip. So that's where we're going to do, Tim Jordan and I are going to kick off the event with an incredible kind of Tim Jordan, Amy Weiss private label mastery thing going on. So that's in itself is something unique that you're not going to see anywhere else. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we are going to have 2 days of just learning all about what is the culture? What is the business? How do we do things in Latin America, right? We're going to bring in some experts to talk about some of those things. We're also going to do some touristy fun things. The first night that we're there, we're having a big welcome gala and, doing all of the fun things, some really great cultural and fun things. And then we're going to, the last day that we're there, the second to last day that we're there, we're going to be hosting the Evolatum trade show. And that is where we're going to be bringing in manufacturers. We have some big sponsors there, like Alibaba sponsoring us there. That's so exciting. And we are just going to have a trade show. And it's really cool because in Mexico City, where we're going to be, there are a ton of e-commerce digital nomads that live there. So there's a huge seller community there in Mexico City. So even if you aren't on the Mexico sourcing trip with us, if you're not one of the 100 people we're taking on that trip, you can come to the trade show. So you can come into Mexico City.
Wait a minute. 100 people? Is this?
We are only taking 100 people, yes, because there's a lot of things to do here, right? We have to provide transportation.
Yeah, the whole project.
Yeah, so it's a big thing, right? So we're capping it at 100 people, and that includes our staff and our experts. So when it comes to participants, probably like 80, I think 80 participants. So we're going to do that. We're going to go to the trade show. And then on the 7th, if you're just taking part in the trade show and the sourcing trip, then you're going to go home on the 7th. And if you want to stay for the rest of the party, you're going to come with us over to Cancun, Mexico, to an all-inclusive resort where we're going to do an incredible mastermind event. So we're just going to spend a couple of days there in Cancun together and just have some masterminding going on. And then we'll end that on the 10th. And yeah, so that's the 3 events in one. And you can either participate on the sourcing trip or the mastermind. If you just want a mastermind, you don't want to go on the sourcing trip, you just want to hang out on the beach, okay, you can do the mastermind with us. Or we're going to have an amazing package deal if you want to do both as well. And then the trade show, of course, is included in the sourcing trip. And then anyone is welcome at the trade show as well.
I think I just heard her invite us all.
Yes.
They can sign up to the waiting list at themexicotrip.com, right?
Yep.
And then you guys will get in touch with anybody who's admitted past the waiting list. I guess, is that
I'm surprised you're able to buy the domain themexicotrip.com. I thought there'd be a movie title on this, a long time ago.
Tim and I spent a long time trying to come up with the right name, and like back and forth on WhatsApp forever, just like this one. Like we were trying to think of like funny names, like 2 gringos and a, and we were like, tossing up all these things, but we just ended up on the Mexico trip because it's just, hey, have you heard about the Mexico trip? Makes it easy, right? So yeah, we're stoked about it. It's really groundbreaking and it's a lot of fun. And I just appreciate all you guys. I mean, you guys, the amount of people already on the waiting list is triple the number that we're taking. There's at least 300 email forms in my inbox right now. It's like we posted about it. And you guys know, every time I've even talked about Mexico, everybody's like, oh, when are you going? What are you doing? And so, I think this is going to be so much fun. And so even if you don't come on the trip, you have to be there for the trade show and, just get on that waiting list. And so you can stay in the loop, and we're excited.
Yeah, this is exciting because this is the future. That has to be the future. There's so much potential.
Yeah,
there.
It has to be the future because, the shipping is it's crazy.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, Asia might not be as affordable anymore. And that's it. This is the pivoting moment.
And can we talk about why Latin America and manufacturers in Latin America are also more open to working? What happened with COVID was a lot of these manufacturers were really only producing for at least small batch manufacturers, right? Not major ones that are that a brand like Toyota has come in and set up a factory, right? That's different, right? We're micro brands, most of us. We need manufacturers that are going to work with us for, a smaller product line, right? Most of those manufacturers were producing for brands locally in their own countries. And when COVID happened, a lot of those brands were severely impacted. And those manufacturers started realizing, whoa, we need to do something to stay in business, right? So that's when there was a lot of activity of those manufacturers in Latin America and in probably a lot of countries outside of Latin America. I know, my friend Talal and I were talking about even sourcing from Jordan, Israel, those kind of areas as well. So, there's a lot on the manufacturing side too, that these manufacturers are now more open to working outside of their countries because the pandemic has really brought this kind of to a head for all of us. So we've got all these brands who want to find new manufacturers, and we have all these manufacturers who also want to know, like, how do I get outside of my little bubble? You know, I don't know how to work
from domestic to international. They gotta expand.
Yep. So there's a lot to learn on all of our sides. You know, I'm not going to pretend to be a Mexico sourcing expert at all. You know, I'm just learning like everyone else is, and I'm so just excited to make those connections and be starting.
This is amazing. It gives the opportunity for a certain community to trailblaze into the future together. That's pretty phenomenal. That's what I'm excited about.
And if anyone can do it, the e-commerce community can.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, you know that. With the manchetas will come. Yeah, Nir, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say that she was supposed to be in Israel now.
Basically, you're supposed to go to Jordan with Al Assad and Gorejo, right? So was this for January?
Yeah. End of right, Amy? End of December.
It's okay.
So she just replaced us with Mexico, basically.
No, Mexico was always the plan, but we were planning on coming out to Jordan and Israel to actually do some. Talal and I were going to come out and do some insight, because we were going to later do a sourcing trip to look at you, and you're just like opening up the can of worms here.
Yeah.
People are going to be like,
what you need to do is create a sourcing trip for Israelis in Jordan. You need to make a sourcing trip.
We have a really good mutual friend, so I know I don't. This is something I will not reveal because she still needs to do that. But she was inviting her, and she was a main speaker. It will happen because I know that. Let's call her the host, and she's amazing, right, Amy?
Yes, definitely.
Cool, man.
I'll make it out there eventually. It's been in the plan for a couple of years now.
It's a beautiful country. Give me a call.
So once again, sellers, sign up at the mexicotrip.com, join the waiting list. And Amy, thank you very much. You definitely doing some amazing things. I want to say you're a pioneer in the industry, definitely doing some respectful things. And Nir, you're a pioneer too. Don't worry about it.
No. I wanted to say something good about Amy. You know, I'm watching carefully. She's starting her journey about the live right? The influence. It's kind of an influencer. It's not really, because she's different, but she's doing something amazing, and she's explaining what she's doing while doing it, and tons of respect about that. Really.
Yeah. 100%.
Thanks, Nir.
No, I've seen it.
I want other people to know that they can do it too, you know? Like, I feel like I'm not an expert in any of this stuff I'm trying out. So I'm just like, hey guys, I figured this out. You want to try it? Here's the stuff.
It's not complicated. Not that. Everything is not complicated as long as you're doing, as long as you're just jumping to the pool and starting to swim.
No, you're committed. Yeah, you're committed.
Yeah, it's and no, if you're not making things too complicated and just and showing
the
others,
commit and keep pushing it, and you're a demonstration for that. So it's very.
Now we're speaking about Amy. She's now the.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate everyone's time. Nir, thank you for joining. Yoni, thank you for joining. Amy, thank you so much for the amazing content and for joining us and sharing us all the amazing things that you're doing and working on. And I guess farewell for today. Thank you for joining. Let's get some outro music here.
We took a trip, now we on your block, and it's like a ghost.
Take care, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Where did it begin?